a mysterious boy frozen deep inside an iceberg. That boy is Aang, a young airbender with a destiny far greater than anyone could imagine. As the truth begins to unfold, it becomes clear that Aang is the long-lost Avatar, the one person destined to master all four elements and restore balance to a world torn apart by war. With danger rising and destiny calling, the boy in the iceberg sets the stage for an epic journey filled with wonder, heart, friendship, and the growing shadow of the Fire Nation. It's a dramatic beginning full of mystery, adventure, and the first steps of one of the most beloved animated stories of its generation. This is Avatar, The Last Airbender, the boy in the iceberg. Welcome to Pilot Season, Cartoon Edition, the podcast where we go back to the very beginning and review the very first episodes of the cartoon shows that helped shape generations. Each episode, our panel dives into the pilot of a classic animated series, breaking down first impressions, unforgettable characters, iconic moments, and whether that very first episode still holds up today. In Season 1, we'll be covering legendary cartoons like He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Robotech, Robot Chicken, Thundercats, Voltron, and more. From action-packed adventures to groundbreaking comedy, we're taking it all the way back to where these animated classics began. So get ready for nostalgia, opinions, deep dives, and a whole lot of cartoon talk. And now, here are your hosts, John, Alan, Kinte, Renee, and Jen.
Hello and welcome to an all-new episode of Pilot Season Cartoon Edition. I am one of your hosts, Kinte, all the way live from Los Angeles, California. I am so happy to be here. And I am joined by my co-host. But before I talk to my co-host, I got to call out the AI man. He messed it up. It's episode 9, not episode 8. AI guy, even though I put it in, the information. but we won't talk about that. So if you guys are scoring at home, this is actually episode 9. It'll say it in all the writing and stuff. So, but he said on episode 8. I'm like, this is episode 9. So he should have known better, though. He should have corrected it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. But with that said, let me introduce my wonderful co-host. I'm gonna start off with the beautiful, the talented, the well-respected, and the mysterious Renee. How you doing?
Hey everybody, I'm good. Kinte, how are you?
I'm doing good. And you know what? I'm going to ask everybody this. What was your high temperature for the day?
92 today, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hot.
I love
Jen, how are you doing? And what was your high temperature for the day?
Oh gosh, the high temperature today, I think it was like 80.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right now it's only 77 where I am, so it's not actually super hot. But I'm one of the lucky ones here. I actually have central AC, so most of the time my living environment is 74 degrees, and I'm super happy about that.
Nice.
All right. And speaking of AC, you like that? That was good. That was good, right?
Good transition. Yay!
Nice segue.
Carter, I mean, you're going to basically answer for me. What was your high temperature and how you doing?
I'm doing good. Our high was 88.
88. That's
Ooh,
right.
it was hot where you were.
Yes, and that's in the shade. All right. And John, how are you doing? And what was your high temperature?
How you guys doing? Good to be back on another episode. Our high temperature out here in Lakeport, California was 84.
84. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. 84. All
What
right.
did you have, Kinte?
Well, I mean, me and Alan live in the same
Oh, you're
place.
the same.
It was 88.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was 88. And I'm doing fabulous. And we are going to talk about Avatar, The Last Airbender. Now, not to be confused with Avatar, The Blue People, or Avatar, the crappy movie made by M. Night Shyamalan. So I don't want people to get confused. We're talking about the cartoon that came out in 2005. So this is the 21st. It's been out for 21 years. That's crazy.
That's not possible.
Yeah,
Somebody's
wow.
like got time, like they put their finger on fast forward, and we're
I
just
know.
like speeding through decades. That's not right.
Yeah, John will say, I was born in 2005. No, just making me
That's
feel
crazy. Because dang, that means I was 15 when that show came out, right? Yeah, 91, 15 or 16. Wow, that's incredible.
say how old I was. All right, so before we get into the show, I just want to show the leaderboard is still nothing's changed. Afro Samurai's number 1. We have a new entry, Transformers, that got a 35.7, and which is number 3, and number 2 is Robot Chicken. So we'll see. Can Avatar crack the top 3 at least? We'll see. All right, so let's get. I have a little video. It's the brief history, production history of Avatar: The Last Airbender. So here we go.
Avatar: The Last Airbender was created by Michael Dante DiMartino and Brian Konietzko for Nickelodeon and premiered in 2005. The series was developed as an American animated fantasy adventure inspired by anime, East Asian art, martial arts traditions, and elemental mythology, produced by Nickelodeon Animation Studio. The show stood out because it combined action, humor, deep world building, and serialized storytelling in a way that was rare for children's animation at the time. The series is set in a world divided into 4 nations: water, earth, fire, and air, where certain people can bend their element. At the center of the story is Aang, the long-lost avatar, who must master all 4 elements and bring balance to a world being torn apart by war. Across its run, the show earned praise for its animation, character development, emotional storytelling, and strong voice cast, and it became one of the most respected animated series of its era. Main cast and who they played: Zach Tyler Eisen, Aang, Mae Whitman, Katara, Jack DeSena, Sokka, Dante Bosco, Prince Zuko, Jesse Flower, Toph Beifong.
All right, I gotta call the show out a little first. How are you gonna not have Earth, Wind, and Fire part of the of the soundtrack?
Oh my
Come
god.
on, that's the one
good
gripe.
question.
The one gripe. They didn't have Earth, Wind, and Fire part of the soundtrack.
I mean,
but,
the show
Start in
is
September.
technically, and also it would definitely lend itself really well to like soul music, because that's the whole thing about this show.
Yeah, that's true.
now I hadn't watched it before. I'd only seen little clips and stuff, so I hadn't really watched it. And it's been one of those things I've been wanting to see forever. And man, first of all, the animation is fantastic. The animation looks so beautiful and majestic. And those clips are not from the pilot that I played, but throughout the series. And man, the cinematography is fantastic. It looks really good. You know, it kind of reminds me, John will know what I'm talking about. There was this video game called Shadow of the Colossus. And it had it was this beautiful game with these great imagery and stuff. And you just wanted to just look at it, you know. You probably get killed just from looking at how beautiful the thing is. But so right then and there, the cinematography was great. The story is from the pilot was excellent as well. The voice acting, terrific. I really enjoyed it. And this was my first time watching the pilot. Watching the show, really watching it. Before I start, had anybody not seen it before? Am I the only one that hadn't seen it? So everybody saw it. Okay, everybody saw it. All right, so let's start with you, John, because I think you are the biggest fan of the show. So let's start off with you. How did you first find out about it? Were you an early adapter? Did you come later?
Oh, you know, I started watching that show when it first came out, right? Or either when it first came out, or maybe after the first few episodes or something. And then I caught up to it. But yeah, so I really remember it probably around 2006 and 2007, and I think that's because that's when it seems like when it came out to me. But anyway, so yeah, right when it was on and when everybody in high school was talking about it, and it just that show is extremely important to me. And then when just analyzing it, a lot of my philosophy and how I think and maneuver about balance and everything, it actually comes from that show. A lot of it, actually. That show is actually really important because it introduced a lot of children into like Eastern mythology and meditation, balance, Buddhism, Taoist principles, stuff like that, because we didn't know anything about that. I mean, it was funny too. You had people wanting to see if they could airbend or water bend too, like it, because it really like got into that. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite shows. But it's actually really important. And the more I think about it, it actually has a very profound impact on my philosophy and actually the way I live. And one of those characters in the show is one of the greatest characters in any media, like, what I think of. So like somebody, the wisdom he shares is like somebody I pattern off of, like, okay, that's how you want to live. It's just the way this guy is, But yeah, so it's a lot there, but I don't want to take up the whole thing, but this is something I can talk about a lot just off of the philosophy alone and character development and everything like that. But this is one of the rare shows that just blends everything correctly, from comedy, from animation quality, like what you're talking about, from voice acting quality, for extreme high level character development, for amazing action, for visual effects, sound effects. Like this is a rare show that blends all of that in. And then, like I say, extreme level philosophy for a kid's show. Like, it almost doesn't make sense. But they know how to balance it well and still let you know it's a kid's show. And with the comedy and the humor and the pacing up. So, yeah.
Well, thank God that this was, had your philosophy, you got your philosophy from, and nothing like Friday the 13th or something like, something crazy. So that's a good thing.
That's just what I can, that's kind of what I can disclose. Because there's other stuff too that I'm not going to disclose on the public forum.
Hopefully it wasn't your namesake John Wick or something,
I don't know. There's a specific movie. No, there's a specific movie that, that I mentioned it to you, but yeah, I won't say that on public forum. That movie, after I watched it, I was inspired. I say that.
like we were watching like The Devil's Advocate, and like Al Pacino in The Devil's Advocate.
That was a good
I really
movie.
wanted to make my life like like that. That would be scary.
That is too funny.
All right, so let's go to you, Renee. You said you used to watch it with your nephew.
Yeah, my nephew Devin. I mentioned him a lot, but I did when he's my second oldest nephew, so I watched, helped my sister raise him. So any cartoon he watched, I watched. Yeah, I know, and I think he still watches Avatar now. But yeah, I've probably seen every episode. And as soon as this one started, when they were fishing, I was like, "Oh, I've seen this one. I remember this one." So, yeah.
So what do you feel about the series?
Oh, I agree with what John was saying, especially as an artist. And I just started getting into animation the end of last year. I just think everything is clean. I think I love the story line, but had a lot of humor in it. And so yeah, I just thought this was a really good start to the show.
All right, and Alan.
Yeah, so this is actually my first time watching it, but I'd heard of it. But yeah, It was really well done. It had that, cinematic quality for, just for something on TV, and, smooth animation. Definitely the voice acting, just looking at some of the people doing the voices, just, hearing Dante Basco done a voice on this, that was kind of cool. So, and, the story well done, all the characters. it was a great first start. You know, it's something I've been in the round to seeing. I had heard of it, so great that I sat down and watched it and really enjoyed it.
Before I get to Jen, I'm curious, Renee and Alan, as artists, do you
Mhm.
find yourself being harder to please when you watch something like this because you're artists, or do you, or is it the other way that you can appreciate more because you are an artist? Both of you guys are artists.
You can go first, Alan, if you like.
I think for me, it's I do this with a lot of shows. It's I can appreciate like just different styles. So, I can enjoy this and say, okay, what I do is, it's slightly different. So I can appreciate like how good this is. So it doesn't kind of come off as more of a challenge to me to say, oh, maybe that's something I should strive to. It's like, man, I wish my art was as good. I was like, no, I just like how that is, but I can appreciate
Yeah.
just the style that I do.
Well, before you answer, Renee, the reason why I ask this is because a lot of times, like for example, comedians are harder to make laugh because
Mm.
they, how they are like, you're gonna have to make me laugh. You know what I mean? Like because that's what they do, right? So I'm curious. You the same question.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't necessarily judge it kind of like what Alan was saying, like, oh man, I wish I could do that. I just appreciate what's done, especially like with something like this. I just like the way the art is. And sometimes, depending on what I watch, then it makes me like research how did they do that? Because then I can maybe incorporate it in something I do later. But yeah.
Mhm. Now, Jen, I'm going to ask you, what do you think of the show, and how did you come to watch it, and also as a writer, because you, me, and Renee were all writers as well, and Alan, and John, you write too, right? Uh,
Ish. I'm more of a visual storyteller, not as good as you are, but that's yeah. That's
Oh.
I can write. Well, I guess I write more lyrics, but yeah,
so
that's not
Jen,
my strong point.
so do you find yourself liking things more because you write and then you can understand how hard it is, or you find yourself more harder on stuff as well? So I asked you a lot of stuff, Jen, so take it one by one.
Well, I can definitely answer that first part and say yes, I am definitely much harder on material that isn't written well or isn't written in a way that aesthetically sort of makes sense to me. But I'm also a huge fan of a really good mythos. So if you tell me a good story with excellent story building and lots of different setting pieces and characters that make just really entertaining, fun, and engaging parts of the story, I definitely will be engaged. So it's not like everything has to be the best of the best literary quality. It's more like sloppy storytelling is just sloppy storytelling, and it kind of shows. And I'm surprised actually with Airbender. I'll tell you how I first started to watch this. I first started to watch it because my kids were really into this, like really into it. And every time that this show would come on or there was a new episode, it was such a massive deal in our house. Um, and so through that, because not that I'm the best mom or anything, but I wanted to support them and I had no idea what this was about.
Yeah.
And then as I started to watch it, oh my God, I began to realize how not just well written it was, but also the life lessons in this are unbelievably beautiful. And even in the first episode, there are so many examples of the story being exactly what you would want a good, what is the good word for this? Like the mentor part of this story.
Mhm.
Here's what you can achieve. Here's the success. This is the when all these things sort of thwart you and drive you down, you can still be a good person. That's what Airbender is so all about. And then you layer in all of the great mythology about the four nations and about how the Airbender is supposed to keep peace and be the great peace bringer. And I mean, it's just fabulous. Really fabulous. I love this story so much. I think I love it more now that it's sort of all over and told, even with the new editions that we've had recently, because it continues to be very inspirational to me. And I think also, like John said, that introduction, even though my mom is Buddhist, so I've had lots of this, but the introduction for a lot of people to more Eastern thinking while still being presented as a children's story that's not insignificant. That's pretty amazing. So yeah, that's my spiel.
Yeah, like I said, I really was impressed by it. I mean, one thing that I've seen clips and stuff, and it looked pretty cool. But when you watch it in context, then you're like, wow, this is really nice, And one thing that I was kind of surprised was it has a wholesome quality of it.
Yeah.
That I really enjoyed. Like, that and I know that it I'm assuming that it probably gets a little tougher as it goes along at times. But the fact that, the fact that it was kind of joyful. And like I said, it was really good. Very, very entertaining. So I'll go back to you, John. Talk about the boy in the iceberg, the Last Airbender himself. What's your thoughts on the character, and what did you think about the way that knowing what comes next? What did you think about watching the pilot again, the way that they set him up?
One thing is about his playfulness and everything, right, in the pilot, but it's when you know why he was in the iceberg and everything and what happens, later in the series. Obviously, I will not spoil the show ever. Nope. But you watching it again, I see how much, I guess, how nervous and thoughtful and caring he is. Like, he didn't reveal, I guess, not really to the end of his episode where you kind of realize he's the Avatar, but he didn't reveal it to anybody. And obviously there's a reason why he didn't, So, and he doesn't know what's going on and everything, but he still keeps his playful spirit and, his his enjoyment of life and everything, like the whole penguin sledding and him just smiling. He's always positive and everything like that. But then he still is wise, like the whole, when they go to the Fire Nation ship and he's hey, in order to be a good bender, you need to let go of fear. And he just says it like that and then goes and, he's a go with the flow, live in the moment type character. And it all makes sense of why he's like that, his upbringing and everything. But looking at it back again, I get to see how worried he was when people mentioned the Avatar. And then when Katara lets him know, hey, man, you've been in the iceberg for 100 years. You can really see, he's like, dang, it's been 100 years. So knowing later and, at the end of the episode where you kind of realize he's the Avatar, you seeing that look on his face when he realizes that there's a lot going on with his head at the time. And he's just soaking all of that in. But he's still able to deal with that type of impact, because that's a lot, because he's the Avatar and he pretty much realized he just abandoned his duty for the last 100 years and the earth is in war and all of that. And he when he talked, he's like, wait, I got friends in the Fire Nation. What are you talking about? And he has no clue where the state of the earth is. And that's all just being laid on him like that. And he hits it, he deals with it, but then he immediately moves forward and gets out of there. That's just the type of character he is. You want to talk about just willpower and just moving forward and everything, he embodies that. So yeah, it's a lot going on, but yeah.
Oh, and by the way, the whole series is available on Netflix. There was somewhere else too that I saw that you can watch it as well. So if you guys have Netflix and you want to watch the series, you can watch it on Netflix, and it's available.
Yeah, it's been on Netflix for some years.
See, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Avatar is kind of cool too because I'm not really spoiling anything. There's everything in Avatar is cyclical, from the ideas of how the Avatar gets reincarnated to the way that each one of the nations responds to certain things. Everything has a cycle. And I always find that so interesting. Also, this show was not based on any source material. The show is just written. Like, that's insane because most of the really good rich mythology stories that we have are based on source material that they can then kind of draw from. This was just created. So really good job.
Yeah. If we want to say source material, you can kind of say they just got their stuff from life, like different religions, the Eastern philosophy, and extreme detail to martial arts, especially the creators would break that down. Actually, each bending style is a specific martial art in real life, and it's a blend of them. So that's what you're getting. Those movements are actually, they had high-level practitioners come and do that so they can get those animations right. So being a martial art practitioner, I probably practiced all of those. And then, it's solid, actually, So, you're right. It's, even though it's, the whole story is unique, just they like took from life and philosophy, and that's what makes it cool. Because it gives it this grounded, like, realism to it, but also mythology.
There's the Netflix piece also has a continuation, or maybe, I don't know if it's a continuation, but it's a story about Korra. So that also is super interesting if you watch that. It's not, I don't know if it's as great as Last Airbender, but it's definitely a really also good supplemental piece of material for this series.
It came out a little later. So there's a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of background lore. A new movie about Aang just came out about what happens between after the original Last Airbender series and before the Legend of Korra series. It's the sister series to it.
Nice.
And that just came out. Supposedly it was leaked. So my brother, who's a huge fan like me, he was like, "Hey man, did you see that's a new leaked Avatar?" I went, What you talking about? It's about Aang. I went, "Oh man, I'm watching that right now." So yeah, it's incredible. It's supposed to come out in theaters, but that's a great movie because the animation in that is just next level. It's it was like that. But yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask this question. So this was a co-production with Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask a dumb question. Is Nickelodeon? Do they have a lot of good cartoons?
They used to.
Yeah. I mean,
they used to, but they're defunct now for the most part.
Yeah, pretty much. This was one of their overall better, but they got legendary cartoons. I mean, SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Like that is one of the most popular things. Like,
I think we're gonna probably do that season 2, SpongeBob.
Yeah, definitely. The first couple of seasons of SpongeBob is some of the best overall, like Simpsons level quality cartoon. Like SpongeBob is that well made. And then you had Invader Zim is actually a super underrated, but like believe it or not, you would love that. My dad loves that cartoon.
Okay,
That's so crazy. So yeah, then Fairly Odd Parents was great. So they had other stuff too. Hey Arnold back in the day, Rugrats. So Rocko's Modern Life. Yeah, Nickelodeon had some heat, but like Jen said back in the day. Now, I mean, I stopped watching that.
The animation studio has been folded into something really small, but a lot of those animators moved on to do other things too. So we haven't lost them. They're just not consolidated into Nickelodeon anymore, which is kind of sad because that really did used to be a powerhouse of animation. We just really don't have that anymore. it's other than Disney and the Imagineering, we really don't have big animation studios anymore.
Yeah, they got folded, and now we doing like what indie stuff like Invincible and things like that. But that's incredible. And then anime is strong too, and then the fusion of like Western mixed with anime, kind of like with Avatar in a way, it's like Western anime. That's actually an interesting thing. It's really interesting the way Avatar is, but because it borrows heavily from anime stuff. But so it's like a semi-anime in a way.
I always thought it was an anime that that just appeared in America. I didn't realize that it was an American animation, which is interesting. I don't know. Are there any other cartoons that are similar that are animes that were created in America that you can think of offhand? Would Samurai count? Does count? No,
Samurai Jack.
No, Afro.
Yeah, maybe Samurai Jack might count.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Afro Samurai is anime, but it's like, so it is anime, right? But created by Japanese, but with the intention to be like American, like specifically Black American. That's what Afro Samurai is from the go. Especially the dude, I forgot his name, but he specifically liked the hip hop culture, and that's why RZA and Wu-Tang had a lot to do with it. So that was a collaboration of, yes, it's anime, but more Western, but still anime, pure anime. And the only other thing you say like that is Boondocks, actually, right? Boondocks is like Western anime inspired, but because Boondocks is kind of looks a lot like anime, but it's similar. That might be the only one that's similar or parallel to how Avatar is. But Boondocks is probably more anime than Avatar is. But they're both Western cartoons.
Castlevania is kind of that too.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's a lot of that too. You're right.
Yeah.
Castlevania.
Yeah.
The video.
Yeah. Netflix has a lot of stuff like that.
Oh wow. Yeah. Man, I used to play Castlevania. All right, so let's get into some of the characters. We'll start off with you, Renee. What was a character that spoke to you in this pilot?
The uncle, of course, because he gave you like the wisdom. But I liked Katara and Sokka. I like their relationship, how they, I guess play off of each other.
What did he say? Like he said, "I'm not gonna get started until I finish my soup," or what was it like?
Oh, he was eating two different things, but it wasn't soup.
Oh,
it was, I forgot
my roasted duck.
Yeah, roasted duck. Yeah.
Oh,
so
by the way,
like the humor in it.
By the way, next week is DuckTales, and if you want to do a movie that makes
DuckTales,
you could do roasted duck. I'm just saying, or duck soup.
That could be your recipe.
I'm just saying.
Hey, duck ain't easy to cook, man. Chefs screw that up.
Hilarious.
That's my favorite theme song of all time.
Yeah, it's super catchy. That bass line is crazy. That bass line is crazy.
No cartoon can have a riff like that. It's not like that's too good.
Yeah.
That's one of the things about this show that I also think I like a lot. I love the soundtrack. I love the soft music underneath. There's just so much to listen to. It's kind of a feast for the senses. There's just something in every single scene that looks, from them eating to, things sort of viscerally feeling like, you're wet when you're supposed to be, covered in water, to the sort of airy light ideas when they're flying on Appa, all that kind of stuff. Everything just sort of has this feast for the senses feeling, which I absolutely loved.
So let's see, Alan, what were some of the characters that stood out to you in this pilot?
I got to agree with Renee on Uncle, because he was so, came up so different from the other characters, just from the beginning, he's just, talking to the prince and was like, just calm down, just have some tea, just chill. just from the start, I'm like, oh, what?
You know what? When me and Renee was watching it before, And then he said, "Just have some calming jasmine tea." I'm like, "Dude, you need to have a glass.
You need some
You need that.
Like
you
a
do
total
need that tea."
teapot.
'Cause he was like losing his.
I don't need any tea.
Yeah.
I needed some tea. Yeah. Yeah, no, he was cool. What about? I don't want to butcher the name. Katara and Sokka. Is it
Sokka.
Yeah.
Sokka. Yeah.
Sokka.
Yeah.
Those are my
Brother and
favorites.
sister.
I love them. They are
yeah, I
so.
really enjoy-
They really remind me of my own sibling. I just
Yeah,
Aw.
yeah, they had me cracking up. Like I was laughing pretty in the
From the
opening
beginning,
before they met Aang. I thought that was funny when she called him a sexist because he said, "What he say? That's a
That's what
girl."
girls-
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, "You are sexist," and then things like splitting open. She's splitting open a iceberg. You know.
Like leave it to a girl or something like that.
Yeah. So, but you know what always cracks me up is in these stories where the fantastical are happening, how they're like surprised by something fantastical. It's like
Mm.
they're like, you can't make that thing fly. I'm sitting there like, you bending water. Why couldn't you? Like, why is that so hard to believe?
You know,
Like-
this is such a cool. Kinte, I have to tell you, this is such a cool conversation. I won't get into it too far, but this is such a cool conversation that we see in a lot of science fiction blending with magic because because magic is just science that you haven't explained. And so when you are doing magic, to you, that is your reality. That's your norm, right? It's only to us, the viewer, that looks at it and goes, oh my God, that's so crazy. How could you possibly do that? But in the world, it totally makes sense. The story is built around that. And that happens so many times too in this whole series. There's so many things that happen that make you feel like, how could that possibly be the bridge too far for you when everything else you're doing is so fantastically crazy? But for them, that's the reality. The reality is, oh yeah, this is just like if you brought somebody back from the Middle Ages and put something in a box and said, here, now it's hot. That's just our microwave. But to them, that would be magic.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I still am. I am pretty flabbergasted when I put something in that box and it heats it up.
And it worked.
Yeah. You know what's so crazy too about that is how pacemakers used to not. If you had a pacemaker, you couldn't be by a microwave. I'm like,
Yeah.
That always seemed kind of crazy to me. But I don't think now. I don't think that's the case now with pacemakers.
Probably not.
But yeah. So yeah, I love their dynamic. And did I spot a little love going there with Aang?
Like flirty, like
Because she's like, why are you looking at me like that?
What?
Well, he's a guy and he's been stuck in an iceberg for 100 years.
Yeah, so
You know.
sure the hormones are feeling, moving around.
That is a guy. The minute he comes out,
girly
he's like, "Where's the girl at?"
It's beyond blue balls.
Frozen blue balls.
He got ice balls, exactly.
I mean,
But
the minute he's out of the ice, like, come closer.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do you guys know? I should know this. How many seasons it ran?
The original that we're watching, Last Airbender, it was 3 seasons. It was supposed to be 4, but I think something happened at the end and something with the writers or something like that. So the last season got compressed into the 2 books. And actually, that was probably better for it because that last season is, that's all I'm going to say. Just keep watching the show. Okay. This show does some next level stuff. Like there's stuff that happens in the show where you just like, wait, what? This show can get very gritty. There's an episode that gets extremely gritty where you're like, this is not a kid show right now. They do that a lot. Yeah. There's some. It's almost like horror theme. Jen, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's like one of the. Yeah, you are. It's a certain type of bending technique that somebody does, and then you realize, whoa, that's probably the most powerful bender move right there. but I'm not going to mention it because when you don't see it coming. But any fans know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
at first I thought you were talking about like a because you said it's not a kid show. I thought you meant like bending some sort of body part or something.
oh yeah, exactly. They really get. There actually,
gonna
you know what's
tell
funny? There is a scene in that kind of flabbergasted me where I was like, "What the hell are y'all doing here?" Jen, you probably know it's when they when the Azula and all them are on that island, and they that reveals about themselves.
Oh,
And that is dude that Azula was talking to, and it's like, wait, what the hell? Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, huh? You got to see, yeah.
For being a kid series, this entire series can get very dark.
Can you?
What's mostly very light and mostly, like you said, Kinte, it's super wholesome and there's just there's so much eternal balance in everything. But every once in a while, the series takes this extremely dark turn, and you realize why Aang being the Airbender is why him being the last Airbender, why he being the Avatar is so important, because like without that super dark turn, the stakes don't get high enough for him to really snap out of it and come into his full recognition.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Exactly. It gets like that. Yeah. So this season had 3 seasons, and then for just this version, and then you get the Legend of Korra. That's like everything after the whole Aang and his saga, and then that I think that was 3 or 4 seasons. I have to look that up, and then a bunch of comic stuff. Yeah, a bunch of comic book stuff actually in between. There's a Netflix TV show that is actually very faithful to the source material, but it's polarizing among fans. But everything and anything is better than that M. Night Shyamalan garbage. That is pure basura, no bien.
Oh, wow.
It's trash.
Is it? Would you say that M. Night Shyamalan movie is better or worse than The Happening?
Oh, The Happening is way better than the Avatar movie.
Well, the nickname
way better than that.
The Happening is The Crappening, but
that's better. The only thing in that thing that was was kind of Iroh's character, because you kind of, if you're gonna play him, you kind of got to be cool. And by the way, that's Iroh is and just gonna say real quick, Iroh is one of my favorite, my favorite character in all of media. He's like next to Yoda, like how wise he is. That's like Solomon personified, or something. That's what type of character Iroh is. So that's somebody like, oh, did they even say his name? That's the uncle's name.
Oh, is that?
It's Uncle Iroh. Yeah, Iroh. So
Roll. I thought it was like I roll. Like
Iroh. Yeah, Iroh. Yeah. And then just his character, real quick. Like you see how calm he is. Let me finish my jasmine, my roasted duck, and he laughs and all that. But then you see how intense he is. No, drill it now. Drill it again. Mm-hmm. No, you're not ready. And then he'll just tell you, and he'll calm down. And then, it's just a whole lot of stuff. Just keep watching. And Zuko, the dude who wants to hunt down the Avatar, he has one of the best character development in like all characters in cartoon, period. That is a really interesting character. When you get into that show, there's essays and stuff about a lot of that stuff in there. So this show is extremely deep, and it just has so many layers to it. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? We may have to do a show called season finale season. Where we watch the whole run of the show, and then
that is going to be so unfulfilling. There are so many bad ending arcs out there.
I know a lot of shows
are just unfinished.
A lot of shows end poorly, but
right.
There's a show that I want to do called TV Autopsy, where we take a look at TV shows that we saw the whole run. So like Game of Thrones, 24, Black Sails, Lost.
Oh man, 24 Lost, man.
Yeah, so that'd be interesting to but the only thing is with this, I can get anybody to do it because they just got to watch the first episode. Mm-hmm. With that show, people have to have seen the whole
show. Yeah.
Show. So I probably won't be able to be like, hey, let's do a Fall Guy.
Oh, Fall Guy.
I remember that show.
I love that show.
Let's do Murder She Wrote and all
Murder, She
15
Wrote.
seasons of Murder She Wrote. Yeah.
I think I might
Freaking Law and Order.
participate in that one.
Oh my god.
Simpsons.
Just as a side note, it shows you how wrong I am. When SVU was announced, and I heard it was a show that was mainly going to talk about rape cases, I remember saying to somebody, "Oh, that show ain't gonna last." I mean, how many rape stories can they tell?
It's still on.
500 episodes later,
It
and
is still on.
almost
It's
30
still
years.
on.
I'm like, yeah, Lee. But I mean, if you think about it, it's
Not the same
unfortunate.
character. It's just a different person.
Yeah.
Technically,
So,
it's a different story.
I would have lost everything if you told me this show was. I said shows are probably gonna last 2-3 seasons.
Mhm.
Wrong.
Yeah, that lets you know about how people really are, right? What they watching
right.
Mhm.
versus how people act or what they say.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's something to consider.
All right, so we are at the point where we're going to give our grades. I'm going to start off with you, John. What would you give this show?
I had to think about it heavy, and the overall of what it is and how it influenced me. 9.9.
Oh, 9.9. Oh, wow.
9.9. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Just overall, everything I said and more I can say. Like I said, specifically, Uncle Iroh alone, he's like an inspiration, influence on how to be. His character is that well done as far as like balance, all that. It's just everything what it is. Like I said, introduced me to a lot of stuff, meditation practices and stuff I still practice to this day. But the main underlying thing of balance and all that is part of my main philosophy and something I created for myself that I live in every moment, and that helped shape it. It's that important. So I was thinking, like Afro, I was like, man, Afro Samurai, I gave it like a 9.8. I probably like the action over that more, but I was like, you know what? I was thinking maybe 9.8. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go with 9.9 just because of what the show means to me. Yeah, it's that serious, it's that well done, and it had impact on my life and the way it shaped it, and I just say it's that damn good, It's when you get writing that well done, and movies and art, it's supposed to do that. That's just when art and creativity does a full thing. If it can inspire people like that to, just make good choices and be a better person, stuff like it might sound corny, but the whole balance thing is like really serious when you think about it. It's simple, but it's just in practice it's difficult, right? When you understand what that means, maintaining balance. But yeah, it's just that show and shows like that. But the thing is, there's not really many shows like that, so especially for kids, it's because, you got a lot of stuff that is just it's all in your face. Hey, kids, don't do this. The old age, don't do drugs. And it's like this show does not do that. It's not preachy at all. It just tells you consequences and all, and shows you that. And then you see it. You see the character development. It's just realistic. They know what they were doing. And the fact that they was even able to put this together for an American audience for kids is something else. Yeah. And I'll stop there.
9.9. Okay. What about you, Alan? What would you give it?
I would give this an 8. Again, first time watching it, but it made a really good first impression. Just again with just the cinematic style of it, animation, voices, the characters. It was just a great first start. Just a solid program. So yeah, 8.
All right. What about you, Jen?
I'm gonna go with a 10 on this one.
Oh, wow.
This pilot is it is absolutely perfect. It also, just by the criteria of, does the pilot make you want to watch more? Excuse me. This episode sets everything up so well that watching the next episode is almost a no-brainer. You absolutely want to find out what happens next. So story hooks are in place. You've got all the great art. You've got everything that John said. All those things are all in place, but it also is such a compelling pilot. So it gets a perfect score for me.
All right, and Renee.
I gave it a 10. I say because of the art. I love the art. I love the storyline, the relationships between each of the characters, and I think it when you when they show the different characters and whatever they're doing, whether it's training, doing drills, or just playing around. I think it's enough time with each of the characters to get to know why they're connected or how they interact with each other. And then I love a good cliffhanger. So, because then it's like, what happened? I have to watch the next one. So
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
That's a super good point.
Yeah. And what about you, Kinte?
Well, I give this show a 9 as well. I think it was fantastic. I can't wait to watch more of it. I mean, this is the one thing I hate about our podcast is that now I have so much stuff to watch.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like I'm probably just spend a whole weekend just binge watching all of these shows. Some of the newer shows, thank God, though, is not as long as back in the day. But definitely, I'm gonna definitely want to continue to watch these because I mean, you don't get it, when you get this good of entertainment. You gotta you have to watch it because we get on like there's nothing good anymore. But then you have something like this, and that kind of breaks that mold, of the lack of quality. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean it's quality to the next level. So I have to say that this is pretty awesome stuff right there. So let me.
You picked some good shows for us to start out.
Yeah,
you made some good choices.
I gotta pat myself on the back for that.
Yeah, they're really good shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
well, mostly good shows.
Gotta have at least one not so good job.
Yeah, we're looking at you, Voltron.
Voltron. Womp, fart in the wind. That's Voltron. Voltron's like sniffing the fart or somebody ate too much ice cream.
I know I brought that score way down on Voltron. I don't even remember.
But you know what I would have to say though about Voltron is that I feel like I don't know, like maybe if I there was a reason why I liked it. I wasn't developmentally delayed, so there was some reason, I liked it for some reason.
You didn't have to do chores. You watched Voltron. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was kind of a chore for me to watch it this time.
It was.
Yeah, that was a struggle.
4 times to get through it.
Yeah, that was a struggle. Yeah, that was pure it's diarrhea, man, in animation form.
Poor boy.
Garbage.
All right, so here's the new.
I mean, and then think about it. We got shows like Avatar and Afro Samurai, Transformers. Yeah. And then here come Voltron and Thundercats. Voltron and Thundercats is like, yeah, nah, bro. It's like, man, it's good. I'm glad we had these because we got the stinkers. But then you go, these shows do not belong in even the same conversation. That's like the other. That's like bringing up Luke Walton and the Michael Jordan and Kobe conversation.
They did their best. We can't be too bad on them. I mean, can't be mean.
I know. I might.
We liked it when we were little, though.
Yeah, they were.
I don't know. Did they do their best? I'm not sure they did.
Yeah, but I feel like it probably if you watch more, it probably is it gets
Yeah.
better.
And they were
Also,
good back
like,
then, just not now.
Nostalgia fever is real. Like there's
Yes.
really something to
I agree.
the way that you see things when you are a kid is so different from the way that you see things as an adult. I'm often
Yeah.
reminded of that, like when I reread a book that I read as a child and then I go back and read it as an adult. Your perspective is so different. So,
yeah,
you know, the
that's
team of animators, they do not deserve any less love from us just because the story wasn't as great or it didn't hold up to the test of time. But I'm sure they were doing the best
at
that
that
they could
time.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I say, yeah, the animators probably were. It just the overall thing just didn't land. Yeah, that's how it goes, man. You know, and in the end, it's all art is subjective. So yeah, that's how that goes too, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
all
and then-
depends on the
Yeah.
individual.
And also with Voltron in that episode, were they ever Voltron? I don't think.
No, they didn't. They
I don't
didn't
think
really
so.
get to that point. That's
Right.
like next episode.
Yeah. So
they just show clips of it.
yeah, and then Thundercats, Mum Ra wasn't even in the
Yeah.
pilot. So Mum Ra was a great villain, I remember. But you
Yeah.
know, but this is called pilot season. It's not called second
It
episode
is.
season. So we're just judging it on the pilot. So all right, so here's the new leaderboard. We have a new number one.
Oh, it passed it.
Wow.
Avatar: Last Airbender is now number one. It pulled just ahead of
Wow.
Afro Samurai, and
Nice.
so those are the top three. Yellow will signify number one,
All right.
and blue is gonna signify number two. Green is I don't know why I picked those colors, but and green is Robot Chicken. So pretty cool. As you can see, we have a few more episodes left in this season. We have DuckTales, which I'm excited for. Star Wars, Clone Wars, which I'm looking forward to watching that. South Park and Family Guy are going head to head in an episode. And the Smurfs and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles should be interesting. And G.I. Joe will get a week to itself. That's going to be our finale. Because that's a long first episode. It's like a movie, basically.
Right.
So, but if I remember, that movie's pretty good. So, at least it was in my memory, it was very good. But so this is pretty cool. Pretty cool. I think we had this is a good first season. I guess we're a little bit past the halfway mark now. And so far, so good. People seem to be liking our show.
Nice.
And I got a lot of good feedback. And, it's funny. I have a lot of people who are like, why isn't a Aqua Teen Hunger Force on there? Why isn't SpongeBob? Why not Scooby Doo? Why not the Looney Tunes? I said in our second season, we're gonna have some more stuff. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, there's just so much. There's so much to talk about within 90s, right? Early 2000s, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney, anime, American anime, Japanese anime, all kind of stuff. I mean, it's just then old school, like Tom and Jerry era, Rubber Hose animation era. It like all that stuff, early racist blackface Disney cartoons,
we have to have
racist month.
We have to have enough material in sort of queue for season 2. I mean, you can't put it all in season 1.
Right. Yeah, because then you got to come back and watch.
Then that would be a terrible season.
And then we got Strawberry Shortcake we haven't done.
Oh, Strawberry
Shortcake.
I had the Strawberry Shortcake 3-wheelie.
Oh my God.
Sharing is caring.
We probably should do. We probably should do My Little Pony, the new one, just to see what's up.
What is Friendship is Magic? That's what they're thinking.
Yeah, that. We probably should do that just to see what's up with the bronies. What they're talking about. What the bronies is on.
Please.
That week,
man.
If we do that, then that week we gotta have the old one and the newer one.
Yes. You have to
Yeah.
compare.
The pilot of both. Yeah.
I actually watched a documentary on those bronies. It was interesting.
Was
Oh, wow.
Alan? Not you, Alan. Neon.
Oh
Alan.
man, yeah, man. Dang,
Yeah.
maybe.
I had to make sure. I was like, I'm not talking about you, Alan.
It was a really well done documentary because I was just like, what's the whole phenomenon with these bronies? What's going on with them? And that really broke down the whole thing and why it is. And they actually compared it to the original and said why it was good. Supposedly, it's just that good of an animation, but the whole brony thing is different though. Those are
I'm
that's
scared
the
to
whole
watch
thing.
it though.
I know, right? Then
what if I become a brony though? Like, I'm like, I'm scared. Do I want to watch it? What if it's like cocaine or something? You watch it and now you're hooked. You know.
Exactly. That's why I didn't want to mess with it.
Like I don't want to deserve. I don't want to get a problem. You know.
Man, I remember I mentioned the brony to somebody at a rave. There was this lady at a rave, and I mentioned the brony, and I could see her on her face the complete disgust she had when I mentioned that. She was like, ugh, don't talk about them. I was like, whoa, that was a different reaction. Like the instant just like anti-attractiveness that had when I mentioned them is kind of messed up. But hey.
Yeah, man. I don't think it's I don't think they're getting the babes. I don't think that's happening. All right, so we're gonna start off with you, Alan. What can we expect from you coming up?
So you can find me on social media. Search for Carter Comics on Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Sky. Some of the events I'm going to be doing this Saturday, you can watch me on Saturday morning Comic Talk from 9:30 to 10:30. I'll be a guest on there. Also, I'll be doing a show called Soul Comics Con, SOUL, on June 27th. That's a Saturday at Barbara Morrison Performing Arts Center in Leimert Park from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'll have a table there. And, of course, in between, I'll be finishing up the finale of my science fiction series, Cosmic Force, which should be close to or maybe even more than 100 pages to finish up all those characters. So that will be very exciting.
And you're doing it all by yourself, huh?
That is all me.
Aw, that's cool.
Oh, wow.
Solo dolo.
Renee, what can we expect from you?
Hey, I'm always promoting Buzzy Bee, hardcover, paperback, ebook, activity book, and then working on my next children's book based off a short story I just published. And designing my jewelry as usual.
All right, John, what can we expect from you?
Oh, I'm always mainly promoting Take It to the West Side, 6-part documentary interview series on Tubi and Amazon Prime. Check its $1 episode on Amazon Prime. Just watch it on Tubi. Don't skip the ads, please. And I'll be nice, please. Don't skip the ads. But we put a lot of effort into it. You know, you guys like it. And then working on app development, AI assisted app development and workflow systems. So yeah, that's the whole thing right there. And it's not vibe coding. Stop hating on AI. But I will be releasing a lot of that soon. And this will be a whole system to help other people develop apps and other things with AI integration and leveraging it.
Oh, and Take It to the West Side is fantastic. I'm not just saying it because my nephew produced it and my brother is one of the hosts, but it's fantastic. If someone who loves West Coast hip hop, especially, it's right up my alley, and I'm sure it'll be right up a lot of people's alley. So check it out. You get to see who actually produced John. the John Part 2. His father was named John, so
yeah, and I'm actually the third. My dad is the 2, so there you go.
Right. But he says that it's gonna end. He's gonna end it. He's not gonna have another John.
Yeah, I don't see myself having kids, but that's a whole other story. But yeah,
you gotta at least keep the John. You gotta have number 4. Come on,
it sounds cool.
Yeah. Hopefully, in a year or 2, he'll change his mind.
Yeah, nope. I don't think so.
Or he might one day he might be like, "Hey, y'all, I'm about to have a kid, y'all."
It depends.
Yeah,
I always said that possibly. You never know. I always said that. You never know. I keep myself open because sometimes, it depends on what's up. But I do have a specific rule set of what I'm not doing and how I move. So, yeah.
Well, Jen, how can we get you? And what do we have cooking up? Since you gave the bad news, Jen, about No From episode on Sunday.
Yeah, sorry. No From episode on Sunday.
That sucks, too, because it left off at a really great place.
But I will definitely be rewatching the Scary Scarecrows again. So I'll keep the spirit alive so we can... Maybe I'll go down to talk to my mom and I'll just podcast with her about past episodes. We'll see.
That would be cool.
Can find me. This says Renee. You can hopefully find me soon as I can get my website up and running at Movies Make the Meal, and also lots of other things that Kinte does. And hopefully, Kinte, if you're going to tell us about the poetry thing this week, I am definitely going to listen to that.
All right. And when the show we cover from, I'm about to show you guys in the after thing. When that scarecrow came through that wall like the Kool-Aid man.
That was scary.
That was pretty good. I'm about to show y'all that clip.
Okay.
But that was pretty cool.
No spoilers. I haven't watched From yet.
Yeah, I mean,
oh boy. By the time you get to that episode, you'll have completely forgotten everything we talked about. You'll be so turned around. Yeah.
Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern, we will be having our poetry night. It's episode 201. Can you believe it? 201 of Men and Women Talk, the Mars Venus show, the season 11 premiere. Renee will be doing poetry. We got Alvin Grimes. He's going to do some poetry that night.
Nice.
We have a bunch of people from the writers group is going to do some poetry. And who knows, maybe I might even read one of Renee's poems or something like that. I mean, I have some stuff.
I have plenty.
I have some stuff, but I would rather read from one of the greats. So
I might hop in there if I can. I do my that verse I wrote a long time ago.
Okay,
it's a rap song, but it's like poetry. But yeah, it still holds up.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Come on down. But with that said, we'll catch you next week for DuckTales, a woohoo. You know what's funny is y'all check out how the AI says woohoo, because that's the name of the first
can't
episode.
wait.
It's actually kind of funny.
It'll be DuckTales. Woo-oo.
That's so serious.
So it's
the most dramatic woo-hoo ever.
It's actually kind of funny. I'm pretty sure it's in this one. All right. So you guys will check you out next time. Peace.
Thanks for listening to Pilot Season Cartoon Edition, where we go back to the very beginning and revisit the first episodes that launched some of animation's most unforgettable adventures. Be sure to join us for episode 10, airing May 27, 2026, when we take a look at DuckTales and its exciting pilot episode. In this opening adventure, Huey, Dewey, and Louie are sent to stay with their wealthy great-uncle Scrooge McDuck, and what begins as a family visit quickly turns into a world of danger, treasure, mystery, and non-stop adventure. As Scrooge and the boys get pulled into high-stakes situations and globe-trotting excitement, the episode sets the tone for the fun, action, humor, and heart that would make DuckTales a cartoon favorite. It's the beginning of a classic animated journey filled with big laughs, wild adventures, and the start of one of television's most beloved family cartoons. So don't miss episode 10 of Pilot Season Cartoon Edition. Until next time, keep watching those first episodes, keep celebrating cartoon history, and keep it locked right here on Pilot Season Cartoon Edition. Presented by Indie Radio.